My dwarf was sleeping. My dwarf was having a nice nap.
Your what?
My dwarf was having a nice nap.
Your dwarf was having a nice nap. No, your dwarf is napping no more.
Bah.
And Caldron was finding Nemo.
Recharging that wand.
And so it begins, ladies and gentlemen. Another evening with the Murdur Cru. And their filthy, filthy humour.
I done it dirty.
Last week the crew journeyed from the town of Hoorsville
Yeah.
to Elturel to meet up with Leosin Arlenthar and Onthar Froome. After a quick shopping expedition and a pretty uneventful journey, they arrived in Elturel and made contact with Mr. Froome and quickly turned down his proposal of joining him at the evening's fight club at the Black Antler. And we joined them, snoozing in their rooms, or in Axis's case, sleeping with an elk.
Thought you were going to forget the main important part of the last session. The elk.
Best thing that happened last time.
Wee 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 wee.
That and that sweet hiding place I found.
Oh yeah.
Now,
5-star hole in the woods.
the thing is, if the guy said, "My name's Chris Froome, do you want to come to the velodrome and we'll go cycling for a bit?" And then they went. But fighting, the Murdur Cru doesn't do fighting.
It's not our nature. All we had a fucking sure thing there. Well, it's like, nah, we're going to bed.
No, we're not going to do that. Fuck y'all.
Is there no morning fight club?
No, fight clubs are in the evening.
Oh well.
So, morning arrives, the sun filters through the shutters of the
Oh.
the window of the hovel that you were staying in, through the rafters of the stable.
Shines down gloriously on your elk.
I know, amazing.
What do y'all do?
We look away as Caldron recharges his wand. Go down for some breakfast.
I think you've got a day or two before it has to do that again because he fully charged it on the way to Elturel. So
It's just for fun at this point.
What's your excuse? I've just recharged my wand.
Don't come in, Mom!
Magic missiles everywhere.
I was waiting for it.
Holes in the wall.
These guys are all disgusting.
Shall we go down for breakfast then?
I will get up. I'll check on the contents to see if everything's still in our cart, and then I will join my colleagues. I'm gonna say that fellow adventurers. That's probably a better way to put it. Getting breakfast.
okay,
Do what you want.
you make your way into the inn, and it's kind of like one of those like sort of. There's some tables. There's like a breakfast buffet set out.
There's toaster machines.
There's no toaster
Toaster
machines because
bread,
they haven't been invented yet.
Where's the artificers? I thought there was some in this game.
There's just
Well,
a
sure.
guy. There's like just a guy taking bread over to a fire and taking it back.
That'll do.
Soon we'll be able to do that on the road because we will have dragons.
The toaster machine is just a small child with a cap.
Bring candle.
Not that candle. No. So I'll have some toast, couple of like a half a grapefruit, some cereal.
That's some fucking frosties.
Now I'm a cleric. I'll have muesli.
Oh. Well, I'm still technically a child, so I will have muesli. I will not have muesli.
Cook-ups.
Frosties.
Yeah.
Ricicles.
Other cereals are available.
Like that. Most of them are by Kellogg's, apparently.
The Lucky Charms.
Definitely other cereals are available.
But if you want to sponsor the stream, Kellogg's, crack on, you know.
Snap, crackle, and pop on.
Stop talking about his one charging again. Ow.
Charge it too much is crackling. Oh god.
Yep.
So, boys, entertaining evening here.
Nah, there's some sort of fight club, but like, not our
Fight
thing.
club?
Really. It's not our thing, is it?
Oh, you didn't go?
We're tired.
On
Going to
your
bed.
fucking.
I prefer to do my fighting from about 90 yards away.
Yeah, it's not really.
Not in enclosed
Close up
spaces.
stuff,
You're claustrophobic, are you?
I'd go with feet. None of your spells have a 90-yard range.
You can always just spider walk onto the ceiling and just.
I don't know, maybe some might. 100, 300 feet. Have you got anything with 300 feet range?
Probably not.
Nah, yeah, no.
An archer does.
600 feet. Huzzah!
Yeah,
Pull
200
back,
yards,
is it?
yeah. Anyway, so as you're sitting having breakfast, small, sort of not. How about a youth? A youth approaches from a private room off from the common room, and
Would you describe him as cute or not?
no, I am not a finance minister from Scotland.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, fucking hell.
Right, we're equal opportunities in our political digs, by the way. Just so you know. Wow, I say that. It's not very equal.
Oh, no.
Anyhow,
Yes.
With a huge
On that massive.
Segue.
deviation. For want of a better word.
The fucking devolution here.
You've broken him.
The youth comes out of the side room and
Sister's office.
comes over and is like,
Like John Wayne.
What you gonna do? Tie up the puppy.
so Froome will see you now. I believe Mr. Leoson's with him as well. If you,
Poor
and
lad.
he sort of like motions you to stand up and go over to the room.
You're right there, Dawson. We've killed him. He's dead.
I suppose we should go to that room where John Wayne came from.
Oh, mate.
I don't think I've ever had to do this before, but 2 seconds.
springs and kills only one of you.
So, apologies for the corpse in there. So, the squire advises that Sir Froome and Master Leosin are awaiting your arrival for the business that you have to discuss. And if you could enter the room to the side there, they're waiting for you.
I take my slice of toast and go.
Yes.
Good, I've got one companion.
Caldron and Rurik apparently stay at the table and ignore the
Finishing off.
request.
Everyone's going. You're just going slowly.
And Rurik's role-playing really hard right now.
Sorry.
Having his breakfast.
I need my strength.
Basically.
Especially after last night, Caldron.
They had their own fight club.
We renewed those one strikes, eh?
Please, let's go to the room. Please take us to the room. Teleport.
No, he's motioned over to the room. You just have to knock and go in. So
Rurik kicks the door down.
Throw him in.
Voice from behind bellows, "Come in."
We did that last night.
You recognise the voice as that of Froome.
Ah, dear Froome. Open the door. How are you?
Oh, I've never met this guy ever.
No, you
No.
haven't.
Who the fuck are you?
Morning, We've not met.
Allow us to introduce this arsehole Yaxis.
Yes.
He's got elk.
I like that. He's got an elk.
Opens jacket.
He sort of nods his head. Morning, Axis. Morning, everyone. Friends, we have much to discuss about the situation we find ourselves in. At this point, you know as much as probably as much about this as I do, and as we do. And thanks to you, we know twice as much today as we did a week ago.
I'm so confused now. What do we
Something
know?
is definitely afoot, and although the organisation I work for, myself and Leosin here work for, have no formal method of opposing these scoundrels, we're working on that, and we need to know who and when and how to fight them, and we're looking for people such as yourselves to assist us in this. We believe that the cult of dragons, I think they're referring to themselves as, came through here a few days ago, slightly before Leosin arrived, and much before you arrived. They formed a caravan and headed south to crap, where's it on the map? That's not labelled. To Waterdeep. But they now have at least 6 or 7 days head start. I think we'd be appreciative if you could try and catch up to or get ahead of these cult members and find out what they are up to. The caravan they were in was quite large, and given what this might mean for the Sword Coast and possibly Faerun at large, your assistance would be appreciated.
Sounds doable.
No bother, sweetheart.
I suppose we've got to protect our investment, haven't we? So
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, help the land.
Save the people.
Yeah.
Those things. Yeah.
How many people were in this caravan?
Asking the questions.
There was probably, to be honest, as we weren't really paying much attention, so we didn't know anything about it until Leosin arrived a few days later, and we pieced things together. It was a sizable caravan.
That's an unhelpful description, but okay.
From outside of that, you already know roughly how big the caravan was because you know how many people were left at the camp.
No one.
Exactly. There weren't many people left at the camp.
About 100, a couple hundred then.
Sure, we could try and take them on. If we grow these dragons.
Well, the good news, if it's a big caravan, they're probably not going to move that fast. They're going to be carrying that much crap with them.
Good point.
Generally, large groups don't move that fast.
There certainly wasn't a few hundred. Maybe 50 or 60 tops.
It's like 10 each.
I think from what Leosin had said is I think that some of the members that were attacking the villages were mercenaries, and I think their services were no longer required.
They all don't have to pay them.
Whether or not there's a farm full of corpses between here and Hoorsville, I don't know. But there certainly wasn't several hundred people came through Alteral and joined this caravan.
Necromancer calls that a good crop.
All I can say, it wasn't us.
The reports from our sources in Alteral would report that there was probably no more than 50 in the caravan. And it was rapidly formed with quite a lot of horse and cart. It looked like they were trying to travel quickly.
Cool.
Should we ditch the cart and just get horses?
I was just thinking maybe keep the cart, but definitely I think we're going to have to get some horses now. Actually, all mount up and kind of, if we want to try and catch these guys.
Are you guys speaking out loud and in character?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. We'll have character voices that sound like ours.
Yeah, no, it's just sometimes it's like, just making sure. So, I honestly, I don't feel that you'd be able to catch them on foot now. The 6-7 day head start, they're going to be in Waterdeep in maybe 3 or 4 days now. What we do have, and what we can arrange is there's a
Airship.
No, what are those things that go along canals? Canal boats.
Barge.
What's the other name for them?
Barge.
There's a barge leaving from Alteral for Waterdeep. It travels faster than they do on foot because of the directness of the river compared to the road. And the fact that you can travel overnight. So it'll arrive in Waterdeep probably a day ahead of the caravan. And we can arrange passage for you and anything else on the barge down to Waterdeep.
Nice.
God damn it.
You need storage for 3 crates. Unspecified contents.
Very small. They're like boxes. They're not.
We're just unspecified contents. Totally not.
Right. While you're sorting all that shit out, I'm going to go find myself a leather worker and leave an order with them.
Right, before you do that, Leosin was like, "So, what did you find at the camp after you returned?"
Not much there. There were some
It
people.
had been abandoned. There was just they seemed to have left in a hurry.
We
Do you
did
have any
investigate
idea
the
what they
cave.
were protecting in the cave there? I was never able to gain access.
No.
No, at all.
There
There were
was
some
a-
people. We killed them.
there was a
Paul's just like Play the tape. Play the tape.
Was there not? Was there not a couple of mimics in there as well?
There was a
A what?
small garrison, wasn't there? And then
was.
I'm trying to remember. Was it actually in the cave? I can't bloody remember.
Yes, it was about 2 months ago.
Right.
and the
Was
rest.
There was some sleeping guards. Some. To be fair, you didn't see a lot of the cave system.
Yeah, we saw bats and ran away.
And there's vampiric bats we fucked off.
Yeah, but you also shortcutted it and went through the guard room, killed them all in their sleep, killed the boss, and then stole the dragon eggs.
What
from
was
the
the boss?
altar.
Was the boss just like a big
Roper?
human or?
Or the
No,
woman?
it was a mage,
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, you assassinate her with an arrow.
and there was like a dragonborn as well.
Oh yeah, it was Lieutenant, wasn't it? It was the
Yeah.
one that was outside.
There was the one from the fight
Yeah.
to Hoorsville that you nearly died in.
I took him in a fight. I was winning.
I think we were were we not scraping the bottom of the barrel of spells at that point?
Yeah, I was like, everything
Yeah.
I have.
We can only just keep him alive. Yeah.
Did find the carving of Tiamat and some black dragons in their sanctum.
There was what?
A carvings of Tiamat and black dragons.
Oh yeah.
That seemed bad.
Leosin turns to Froome and sort of whispers and said, "This is much worse than we thought."
Well, we have a map as well. We took a map from the cultist cave.
Ooh, did we?
Did we?
I just found my notes. It says take map from Dragon Cultist Cave.
Oh yeah, shows looted towns and points into Phandalin. Got some ledgers with some figures and a metal lockbox. We don't have a rogue to lockpick it.
I'm
Can
trying
hand
to
over the
remember what's
ledgers.
I'm trying to remember what's in those and on the map.
Random shit for flavor.
Yep, pretty much.
It's another map to Hoorsville again.
No,
Original
it was
two.
just a map. No, it was just a map showing what towns and things in the area that they had looted and had been terrorizing and targeting. So that's
Yeah.
fine. No. So Tiamat. That's
There's some bit of volcano. Dragons in a volcano.
that's worrying.
Cool.
Oh shit.
That's an out of game oh shit, isn't it?
Oh no. Sorry. Yeah. Carry on.
Pardon
Right,
me.
stop. I've lost my notes.
Notes. Oh, they're on your other. Oh, you didn't save them your other hard drive.
Well, they're there, I suppose.
Oh, yeah.
I write all mine in
You tool.
D&D Beyond.
Okay. So this situation may be far more grave than we think, or first thought. I would say it's almost imperative that, and this is Leosin talking, that both of our, and to yourselves and to Froome, is that our respective organizations work together in this. And you see that Leosin's wearing a small necklace. It's not hidden, like it's, you've not seen him wearing it before.
Oh, these ones.
No, it's not one of those. Which is, and I can't remember what.
This got us captured.
Yeah. Lords of Lands, motherfuckers.
Exactly. My war cry.
Yeah, it's a silver harp nestled between a crescent moon, like between the points of a crescent moon, and
How'd you get
Froome
with
sort
them?
of turns and agrees. Yes, the Order of the Gauntlet is fully
That makes
behind
sense.
anything that we need to do to stop this threat.
So you coming with? You gonna join us in the barge?
No, certainly not. My position is here, but the organisation we work for can be of use.
More use than you.
Fucking hell. Sassy.
You've just let a big army traipse through your territory and head off south. You're like, I'm just gonna let somebody else deal with that.
It
Including you
literally
four.
wasn't his territory.
What? It's his job. He was there spying.
What,
what
the
way-
monk?
In what ways
Yeah.
your
Or-
organisation help us?
Yeah. You can barge us south to fight your fight. Hopefully don't.
We're not much in the way of an organisation in terms of having military might. We're more of a people in influential positions, people that can get things done and
You can frown at people.
Kind of like the mafia.
grease the wheels, so to speak.
Yeah.
Definitely, you're the mafia.
Do you know anyone else with a small militia that might be able to help us?
I mean, open warfare against the likes against these people would be more for the city states like Waterdeep and the Council of Waterdeep or the or the Council of Neverwinter or
So if we get to Waterdeep, and then we could tell them that there's guys coming and they can set up a militia and fight this fight for us.
if they believe you.
We can roll persuasion later.
Or intimidation.
Or
I get it from a critical fail.
or in fact, if they're not involved.
That might be. Yeah.
Oh, collusion.
Who's to know? We don't
Do
know
we-
how deep this goes. We currently know that the cult appears to be relatively well funded and able to operate in the depths of the Sword Coast, away from major population centres. But who's to know if there's anyone in the Waterdeep Council or even in the realms of power across any of the city states, funding, helping.
We'll call for impeachment trial when we get there. Those work well.
But we can arrange transport. We can have someone meet you in Waterdeep. Arrange for somewhere to stay. Try and have someone get eyes on them. We can pass word to people far in distant cities, and we're more of a communications network than a military force.
Your O2.
Well, that sounds all very, 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 very useful. I think we should get about our final tasks and post haste find a barge to get us along the water.
Yeah. Jump.
So we've already taken the liberty of booking you on the
Orient Express.
the Otter's Pouch.
Fuck's sake, Paul.
Is it wetter than otter pocket?
Pocket, that's the word.
There you
Otter
go.
pocket.
Hey, I tried to be dirty and still.
You've got to remember, Paul. Thing is,
So I was taking
these are-
inspiration from another game where there's a bar called the Mermaid's Pouch.
So the
But I
otter
couldn't
pocket.
remember the actual Otter's Pocket terminology, and fucked it up there. So, anyway, the Otter's Pouch is sailing for Waterdeep tomorrow. Not on the tide, because we're way too far inland for that. But at dawn. And we've already booked passage for yourselves on the barge. But apparently you have an elk.
Does
Yes.
it do cargo? No.
It's much bigger than a horse.
Really think of, like, you know, an elk.
It's not that big.
As
You're gonna need a lot of berries to keep that thing happy on that bloody barge.
If it's a big barge, it's not gonna fucking be like fucking all over the place. It's not like Whitewater Rapids we're going down.
no, it's a
No, just more
fairly...
the fact it'll be trapped on on the barge.
You can put four-legged animals onto barges and get them down the water.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but wild animals don't tend to be overly happy about it.
It's
The
domesticated.
Do we have any
Um,
sleeping spells?
Probably.
Someone's got magics. I can knock it out for you if you want.
Non-lethal
Here,
damage.
drink this milk. So, yes, the Otter's Pouch will leave on the break of the morning.
Mr. E.
How can we slide ourselves into this otter's pouch?
You just walk up the gangplank.
Ah, easy.
Easy.
A slut. What? Oh my god. Right. Yes. Okay. Thank you for all your help and assistance. It's greatly valued. Blah 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 blah. We shall take leave.
That's an odd turn of phrase you have there. Bloody,
What
bloody,
is
blah.
dwarvish?
Shut
It's
your
dwarvish.
mouth.
Sign of respect.
Yes, we're going to go about our things, and we step out of the room.
Playing like WoW or wherever, and you just click spam like yes on the quest things. That's what he just did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, we're good. Right, go. Let's go.
No
Go.
fucking giving
So-
me shit about not role-playing next week.
Sorry, I thought you'd appreciate the fast forwarding of a long conversation. This dialogue is unrequired. Right, I'm.
Are we all good to go? Are we?
You need to check your
I
level
want
work.
to maybe check if there's an armory. I'm still trying to find something that puts my armor up a little bit more because I'm getting spanked every so often, and I'm still trying to find some plate mail.
That's just not his kink.
I'm just wondering if there's something of that in town. You want to find a leather worker to do things with your mad leather?
The thing is, if we're going to Waterdeep, aren't we? Out of question, out of thing. We're going to Waterdeep, aren't we?
You're heading to Waterdeep. You
And what-
will, and you're heading to Waterdeep tomorrow morning. There's probably very little time for the turnaround on getting anything crafted.
I know, but you
Here.
could have it crafted
Well-
and sent to Waterdeep. There are services of that
But
nature.
Waterdeep's bigger though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
Waterdeep
pro-
is the biggest city on the Sword Coast.
Yeah. So I'll get
Yeah.
to Waterdeep.
So, never mind. I'll talk shit.
Yeah.
Do we need any supplies and stuff?
Yeah.
Do you want to say we do a general food, drink, and
No, I mean, I'm not too fussed about tracking food and drink and things. Besides, it's an all-inclusive barge trip.
Oh,
Nice. We're at the bar.
so yeah, we go to
what?
Just so you know, the top shelf spirits are an additional charge.
Oh, what?
Like
Yeah,
every
but you only
standard all-inclusive package, you only get the fucking cheap shit.
We get the wristbands.
Yeah, you get a wristband when you get on board.
okay. Yeah, let's just make our way to the boat then, eh?
Make our way
Shoot
to
the
the.
song "I'm on a boat."
So you've still got the day and the evening. In
I
case
mean-
there's anything you would want to do.
Well, I just tried to list a whole bunch of stuff, and everyone just was like, "Nope, nah, nothing." Okay.
Kind of look for the armor if you want.
We'll have a look for an armory if there
There's
is
a
one.
fight club again tonight.
You could ask the guy if there was an armor if they recommended. You
Is
kind of
this,
just,
is this Paul?
you kind of just left.
You're,
I'm not dropping the hint of do the fight club. I haven't prepared the fight club because you cunts turned it down last week.
I like that. I want you to. I've told you twice that this thing exists, but I have in no way prepared for it. Sorry.
I'm looking forward to this fight club then.
Bearing in mind, we're leaving in the morning
So-
and he could be killed.
Heal up overnight if you don't die.
So you're skipping to the morning. Skip to the morning.
Are we?
Daybreak arrives. You've missed the boat. I'm joking. You haven't missed the boat. You arrive at the Otter's Pouch just in time.
Yay, go us.
The captain of the boat looks at Axis, looks at the elk.
All inclusive, mate. Get on it.
Come on.
It's like, he said you... There's obviously no room on the boat for the cart. Are you taking any of the horses from the cart?
I think we need them in Waterdeep, do we?
Well, they might be worth keeping. Depends how good they are. They seem to be pretty good. I don't think we cheaped out on them.
We have paid money for them.
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did we?
I think
Yeah.
so. Yeah, Dave bought them years ago. Ask him, he's here.
Oh well.
He's been looking after
Second-hand
the whole
horse
time.
market's pretty good.
There you go, see? See if does anyone local want to buy the cart?
No, pretty much. You're just leaving it, really.
Not really worth that much.
It's
It's got a lot of blood stains on it by now.
a
Yeah, it's
Oh,
starting to
yeah.
smell a bit, to be honest.
few bodily
There's been a bard living in it for a better part of a week. With a cask of several casks of ale, I believe he had one. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a bit smelly and dead now.
yeah, you might want to just set fire to the garden.
It explodes.
Half the town explodes in a.
Just as you
Fuck it.
depart just as you start walking up the gangplank, you throw a torch onto the cart. It spontaneously combusts in a wheel with fire. Just rolls off down the...
And we don't look back. We just walk.
Yep.
Badasses.
The people on the docks are quite disturbed by this and start running to get buckets of water.
Captain, we sail now.
Captain motions Axis and the elk to the back of the barge. The elk will have to stay up there.
Right?
And they cast off and set sail down the river, which I forgot to name. No, I didn't. How the fuck did you say that?
Oh no.
You named it and you can't say it.
I didn't name it. Someone else did. Chonthar.
The River Bell.
The River Chode.
And we're heading towards the Bell end.
See what you did there.
Excuse me.
It sounded like a penis.
They're
This is
otters.
quite awkward. I was expecting to have an additional player. Okay.
He's there in spirit.
We can always use them and abuse them.
So,
I haven't had a chance to use Dave, so I'll use him.
Take turns. He's not a little rent boy.
he's just sort of wandering around in the background, about as useful as what's his face in The Witcher.
Jesker.
Yeah, Jaskier. Yeah, he's just about as useful as him.
So when do you
As
get
useful
punched
as a
in the balls?
pie with no meat.
Putting salve in a tumor.
So, yeah, you're on the. I don't have a map of the barge, but there's more than just you on board. This appears to be like a regular cargo trip from El Terral down to Waterdeep and back. There are paying passengers. There's a few other passengers on board. You notice.
Is it time for a murder mystery? Can it be?
Have you read this? Have you
What?
read? I mean, have you read the adventure?
I'm assuming we're on a fucking barge. It's going to be a murder mystery now.
Murder on the
Forgetting.
Otter's Pocket.
Yeah.
Oh, the Otter's pouch.
Yeah.
It's like Murder on the Orient Express, but not as good. A little bit more porn tinged.
That's better.
It's moister.
There's definitely some dampness anyway.
Oh, there you go.
If it's blood or something else.
There's a few merchants on board. A male human. A male half elf. There's a dwarf. Unsure of sex.
Yeah.
There's a halfling. A couple more humans, male and female. But yeah, you're not. Some of them appear to just be on holiday and heading to Waterdeep for the, I don't know, whatever festival's coming up.
The fuse. What's up?
There
You.
you go. Fuck that guy.
Right, are we... What are we doing? Are we just gonna... Is there a common room?
Yep, so you've all got, there's like a dormitory for, like, there seems to be like dormitories of like 6 bunks. You guys have got one to yourselves. There's a few other people on board. As I say, the people that I've already described. Some of them have cabins to themselves. Some of them are in dormitories as well. There's a common room. You can walk along the sides of the barge, and there's the foredeck is sizable and empty. You believe that there's probably at the aft of the rear of the barge, there's where the elk is, there seems to be like cargo doors that go down into the actual hull. Ow, sorry, I'm just having some intense stomach pain.
Wow.
Ah.
You alright?
Oh.
What the fuck happened there?
Suddenly dies.
I hate when that happens.
Oh, that's really sore. Ow. Yeah, just give me a minute. Ow.
Yeah.
You're gonna BRB that shit.
Oh, that was... I must have twisted funny in my seat and it was like, ah. Anyway, where was I? The
Cargo hatches.
Yeah, so cargo hatch. You know, like the cargo ships with the little, like, there's a hatch and you can put stuff down in the hold. That sort of idea around where the elk is being stored. There's no other animals on board, just the elk, so it's basically got a stable to itself. And I say stable, I mean, there's a fenced off area with some hay and some water in a bucket.
You think it's going to use the bucket? That's hopeful.
The bucket's filled with drinking water.
We've got him trained to a T.
Couple days.
Jesus. You don't really see much in the first sort of hour or so of being on board, but if y'all make a perception test.
Perception.
Oh shit, oh sticks.
There's a dice thing, isn't there?
Terrible.
Above average for me. Actually, it's quite good for me. It's in double digits.
I mean, it's above 0. Who's missing?
Me.
Rick. He's hunting for dice.
No, I just realised I didn't even turn on Roll20.
Oh yeah, you are missing from down here.
Spoon.
We've been talking about the map for the past hour. He's like, what?
What map? Oh, I don't know. Oh yeah, that one. Oh, okay.
Oh, I thought last time we were just using the imagination of our mind.
Theatre of the mind.
Fuck this roll. It's going to be shit. Fish,
Your one crit of the day.
maybe. It's rolling dice.
Close
Ah, it's
enough.
not.
Fair enough.
Get him off.
Okay. You all notice that amongst the passengers, there's a few people that think you've seen before, but you're not really sure where from. And then if I do...
I'm going to be suspicious about that straight away since we don't really know that many people, and everyone we've kind of got to know well tends to want to punch us in the face.
Yeah, but the most people we find out we meet, we kill. So it limits the possibilities.
Apart from that big camp who captured us and tried to torture us.
Yes. They got away from us.
They got away with it too if it wasn't for some arsehole walking up with his fucking badge and his beard.
So there's, yeah. I was like, you can't quite picture them if you've just... You know that nagging feeling you get in your mind where it's like, I vaguely reckon I've seen you somewhere before. It could be in the pub from the night before. None of you are... You're not really sure.
Was he a TV detective called Hercule Poirot?
No, not of this.
He was in the
kind of
audience, wasn't he? Oh.
TV.
He's got a twiddly stash.
Yeah. Mm. Chug. Lads, should we investigate?
Lads.
Lads. Let's get shots, they're free.
Ooh. Free shots, the best kind. So the vessel carries on for a few hours, and it's up to you guys what you do with your time on board. As I say, there's a common room. There's so maybe about 2 hours into the journey, the captain sort of gathers everyone into the common room and just explains a few things. A health and safety briefing, if you shall, about the journey. And he does. He basically goes, so this is welcome to the Otter's Pouch, a sturdy vessel that has seen many a trip up and down this river, and welcomed many a passenger.
Yeah.
I bet it has.
Yeah.
We make the trip once every the trip from Elturel down, we make every sort of 2 weeks, so it's basically, it takes us a week to get to Waterdeep and a week back, and we're definitely here for your return trip if you so wish, and you're only spending a day or so, but we'll be making a few stops on the route. We don't stop overnight anywhere. We stop for like an hour to pick up passengers and more cargo from the various towns on our way to Waterdeep, and we do hope to arrive on time and on schedule.
Are you by any chance run by a bellow?
No, don't. No.
That's fine. That's fine.
We'd never be on time.
Nah.
Yeah.
To be fair, you're lucky we'd be running.
Pinot
So-
Fairies.
Sounds about right.
So, yes, exits are over the side. So in the event of a fire, over the side. In the event of a sinking, over the side. In the event of pirate attack, which doesn't really happen very often, but we do get bandits trying to, throw shit at us and stuff, into the centre. Not over the side. In the sheltered bit, it's kind of okay.
Or if you're bloodthirsty, over the side and on you go.
Yeah, fire in. I mean, bandits are bandits. Don't really care. Some of the more merchant and civilian-like of the passengers on board are a bit sort of taken aback by the sort of banter of the captain.
We're like, he's like one of us.
Yeah, a few of the people on board are definitely guards of some description. Whether or not they're guards traveling with the the vessel as part of its crew, you're not really sure yet. But you know from your own knowledge that river travel's usually fairly safe.
Well, I don't, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there's
I
the
am-
forest.
So yes, and make yourself make use of all the facilities we have. There's plenty of food and drink. That's one of the reasons we stop every day or so and for an hour is to restock the for the food situation. Keeps it nice and light, but there's plenty of food on board, plenty of drink on board. Socialize, make contact with anyone you so wish. There's and enjoy your stay on board. And
Karaoke's at 4.
yeah, no stairway.
Denied.
Right, and I'm gonna take a break there, just now.
You're right.
I don't know, so just gonna let's take a break there, and I'll be about hopefully just a few minutes.
Okay.
Don't die.
Okay, back again, but actually just to sign off because I am not feeling particularly good at the moment. So we're on a boat, we're heading to Waterdeep, and we'll pick it up next week.
We all assume there's going to be a murder.
It is going to be called, next week's episode is, The Murder on the Otter's Pouch. No, that's a terrible title.
In it?
No, The Murder in the Otter's Pouch.
Yeah.
Thanks and good night.